All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have an Eric Gordon video. Now, Bleacher Report article came out a couple of days ago that Eric Gordon has been discussed in possible deals. Now, heading into the offseason, this is something I think Houston Rocket fans should start to get ready for. It seems like a lot of Rocket fans have actually started to embrace this, but they're going into a rebuild. Former NBA sixth man. And let me talk about this real quickly because I saw an Instagram post about this today. And it was basically why the Houston Rockets really got away with pretty much the Jarrett Allen and Caris LeVert trade. So it basically goes, Rafael Stone managed to get a 2022 first-round pick out of Jarrett Allen, who would have actually probably left the Rockets in free agency because there's no way the Rockets signed him to a 4-year, $100 million contract. He also just isn't really a great fit around Christian Wood either. But more importantly, let's talk about Caris LeVert because he's got high usage and low efficiency. And when you pair that with an overpaid duo of John Wall and Eric Gordon, you definitely don't want an overpaid trio. So the thing with Eric Gordon is he's already 32 years old, and he's going to be making north of $20 million by the time his contract's up for the Houston Rockets. So he still averaged 17.8 points per game, 2.6 threes per game, 2.5 assists, and about 2 rebounds in only 27 appearances. So missed the final 2 months recovering from a groin injury. Now, that's been his issue the last 2 years, is he just hasn't been able to stay healthy. And at 32 years old, got signed to a 4-year, $75.6 million contract. And obviously, he wants to retire here. He wanted to retire here. But with this rebuild going on, I'm sure he's got to be thinking about his future and that he doesn't really want to, probably be here. It's cool that the Indiana Pacers have been rumored in a trade. I actually really like the trade ideas with him because Eric Gordon's a native of Indianapolis, so that would just be his hometown team there. Now, it's not really sure how many teams have expressed interest in Gordon, but I think the Rockets should definitely be entertaining just about every single deal they hear about it or any inquiry about Eric Gordon. Now, I don't think I'm not saying it's too late by any means. I don't think it might even be a little too early to be worrying about Eric Gordon. He should have value up until, honestly, the trade deadline. I think he should be a major trade deadline candidate if he does not get dealt this offseason. The thing with the Rockets is they don't necessarily, right, they're not really in a rush to be saving all this money. So you've got John Wall as your main contract. He's making north of $40 million the next 2 years. So he's the big chunk on the blocks. And then you have Eric Gordon, who is the second highest paid Rocket player, around the 17 to 20 point, I think $8 million for the next couple of years. It's not horrible, but you got to keep in mind the Houston Rockets time frame is not Eric Gordon. Like, if there are people debating that Christian Wood doesn't even fit the Houston Rockets time frame, Eric Gordon definitely doesn't. He's 6 whole years. He actually might be 7 whole. I don't think Christian Wood has turned 26 yet. So he's 7 years older than Christian Wood. I think it's time for him to go, considering how many guards we have and just how big his contract is. If his contract wasn't as big, I wouldn't be in such a rush to trade him. But considering we should have an influx of guards next season, obviously you have all the big names, but then you can't forget about Armani Brooks. You can't forget about Kyrie Thomas. Like, these are the guys I would rather have playing in rebuilding years rather than Eric Gordon getting paid all this money. So I think it's cool because a lot of Rocket fans, like I mentioned, it seems like most Rocket fans want Eric Gordon traded by this point in time just because they know it makes the most logistical sense for the Rockets. It sucks, man. I've been saying this pretty much since I started making these videos that I don't know if Eric Gordon is the best fit for the team as far as their future goes. When they had James Harden, it made a little bit of sense, but he also was one of the players who had the most amount of value on that team while they were still trying to get talent. So I want to get rid of Eric Gordon, but it's for a different reason. It's actually because we're not contending rather than we are contending. So anyways, guys, let me know down below in the comments what you want to do with Eric Gordon. Hit the like button, hit the sub button. See you.